guys, welcome to my channel over here. Today we're going to be doing a one brand tutorial / trying new makeup. I don't have everything from this brand, but we've got a few things, and anything that is not new, I'll either speed it up or we'll do it off camera. So please give this video a thumbs up, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's just get on into trying out Catrice. Quick off camera, I put on the more glitter primer here. This stuff is really good. I didn't put this in a trying new makeup type of video, but you will see in the speed reviews. And then just to nourish the lips, I put on the ColourPop Coconut Lip Mask. But I am someone who I like to do eyes first. And from Catrice here, we have the Safari Fever Slim Eyeshadow Palette. I know that you can get Catrice on their website and on Amazon. All of this came from their website. I did do some swatches as well. Like when I first got the package, I swatch everything when I first get it. So I do apologize for that, but nothing has been tried. So we're just going to do a nice little eye makeup look. And we're going to use the Angie Hot and Flashy A501 brush. It's got like, it's not fluffy. Sometimes I like to go with fluffy, but this has got more of like that tapered into it. And we're going to start out with Stone right here. It's like a lighter brown, just to kind of give us like a transition shade. And I always tap off the excess, and then we're just going to go in, and I like to tap. I need to move my mirror a little bit in the center there. There we go. I like to tap a little bit, and then I'll do some sweeping motions. But I have 38-year-old skin, and I have hooded eyes, so I try not to do too much sweeping motions. I try to do more tapping, and then I'll sweep after I do a little bit of tapping, if that makes sense. But this is a very nice and neutral eyeshadow palette. Sorry guys, I gotta move that mirror. But we do have some darker shades, so I want to go in with this lighter, more skin tone shade to give us a transition shade. And I'm gonna go in with one eye on camera. Just for the sake of the video, you guys can see everything on one side. And we do have a primer today, so what I'm going to do, because we do have a new foundation / skin tint serum from Catrice, I like to try not to give too much help. So what I will do is one side we'll put the primer on, and then the other side we will have no primer on, and then I can test it out throughout the day to see if that primer did anything. It's not supposed to necessarily, it doesn't claim to be a like long-lasting type of primer. It's more of a hydrating primer, but either way, I try not to, if I don't have it, you know, a new primer or new setting spray or powder, try not to use those with new complexion products. We have two primers actually. One's a hydrating, one's like a Charlotte Tilbury dupe type of primer. So we will put both of those on one side, then the other side will have nothing. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off camera and do the other eye. I went ahead and put that color on this eye. Here's what the palette looks like. And then I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information. It says, explore the wild side of beauty with the Catrice Safari Fever Slim Eyeshadow Palette. This palette includes 14 highly pigmented shades of vibrant metallic, smooth shimmer, and velvety matte formulas. Each shade invites you on a safari ride, capturing the untamed beauty and rich earth tones that blend seamlessly for a long-lasting, adventurous look. And it retails for $10. And now we're going to go ahead and use the same brush, but I'm going to dip into this lighter shade right here that is called Dune, and we are going to tap off the excess. Like I said, I always tap the excess off, and then I'm going to just start tapping it, and then I will flip over the brush because right now we're using the tip of it. And I will blend. If you're someone who you don't like to use a lot of brushes and you want to be versatile, definitely get BK Beauty brushes, because so many of them are. Like now I've flipped this over on the side and I'm blending those shades together. And I would say these matte formulas in this palette is so blendable, and they are blending together very, very nicely. This is a very smooth application. And I really like this palette for $10. Not bad at all. I don't have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I'm not a huge eyeshadow person. I'm trying to get more into that. And I'm also trying to do more drugstore makeup than high-end. I seem to gear myself towards more high-end makeup, but there's what that looks like with that color. So now we're going to go ahead and jump off camera again, do the other side. I know this seems repetitive, but I don't want to keep you guys forever on camera when I don't need to do the other eye. I mean, I could do all of this eye and then I guess go off camera. However, then I'm mixing stuff with the brushes. But then just flip the brush over and blend on the flat side, and that looks so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead. I blended just a little bit more here, and I do have a blending brush that we will go back through and we will do a little bit of blending. Like right here we have this BK Beauty brush. It's Angie's Hot and Flashy's BK Beauty brush. If this wants to, come on. Like I said, bear with me with the first couple of videos. There we go. So I can get used to an actual camera. It's the Angie Hot and Flashy A503. And this I just use for blending. So I'm just going to blend out those edges real quick. And then when we come back on camera, we will do a shimmer color. And then I'm thinking of doing eyeshadow on the upper lash line on camera, which I never do. But I do use eyeshadow for eyeliner. I usually don't use a liquid or any pencils or anything. And then I always put on my lower lash line. But I usually don't do it on camera just because that takes a lot of concentration. But I think I might try it on camera today. So I'm going to jump off, finish this eye. Eye is now done. I want to go in with the shade right here. It's Wildlife. When I swatched it, it was so nice and creamy. The mattes aren't creamy. They're more of a dry formula, but they're not drying, and they definitely are very blendable. Like, they blended very well together, and they had a very nice and smooth blend to the eye. So I definitely really like this eyeshadow palette. They have other ones, but I'm more of a neutral brown, brown colors, cool tones, dark tones. So I gravitated more towards this one, but it is so pretty. And look at that shimmer, you guys. That shimmer of this is so pretty, and this is a really creamy formula. The other shimmers aren't as creamy, like the ones that I swatched at least. I didn't swatch every single one, but the ones that did get swatched when I received this package definitely has some creaminess to it. And then some have more of just that natural, basic shimmer kind of feel to it. There's definitely metallic shades. There's definitely shimmer shades. And then this one is just a shade of its own. I mean, look how beautiful that is. And as you guys can see, I have some redness. I have rosacea, and with lights and everything in here, it's crazy. So that one's more creamy. And then I swatched this brown one down here. And this one is more of just a natural, typical type of shimmer. I didn't really swatch. So this one's got a creaminess to it as well. This one right here. Come on. I apologize, guys. There we go. That's gorgeous, isn't it? That's so pretty. So I'm very impressed with this eyeshadow palette. Okay, so on this eye now, we're going to take this BK Beauty. It is the 208. It's very tiny. Very tiny. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this earth shade right here, this brown shade right there. And I'm going to tap off some excess. And I'm going to apply this to my, okay, you guys can see. It's checking my viewfinder. The top part of this eye, just my top eyelash. And I'm just very tight on the lash line. Like, I don't go with, like, sometimes I go with black and then a dark brown, but I don't go with any other shade. And I don't go too crazy even when I use eyeshadow on the upper lash. I kind of just very lightly. Okay, so this eyeshadow palette, 10 out of 10. I highly recommend it. Like I said, they have other shades too, so go on their site and check it out. I love that one. Everything came together so beautifully. It's very basic, but beautiful eyeshadow palette. Okay, so the next product is going to be the hydrating primer, and we can put that on first, let it sit for a minute, and then we will put on the more kind of trying to dupe, maybe alternative, I'm not sure yet, the Charlotte Flawless Filter. Everybody's trying to dupe that these days. But the one from Catrice here, the hydrating one, is the Skin Glaze Hydrating Serum Primer. I will say not very much. You get 15 milliliters, so a very, very small amount here. But here's what it looks like. We're going to shake it up because it's very liquidy. I can tell just by looking at this. And it retails for $8. And information says, perfect alone or under makeup, the Catrice Skin Glazing Hydrating Serum Primer benefits, illuminates, and extends makeup wear. The nourishing non-greasy formula features a universal pearl finish. So again, one side we will put both primers on and one side we will keep it off. So here is what it looks like. It's definitely got that pink pearl. So I'm just going to squeeze some out of my hand. I'm going to rub it in. And then we're just going to pat it on the face. We're going to put primer on this side. And we're going to, that's smooth. It's definitely nice and smoothing. And then we're going to put some up here on this side too on the forehead. We're going to keep it all to this side of the face. And I am going to put it down this side of the neck as well. I usually put my foundation down my neck even when it does match, just because I like everything to be pretty cohesive. But this feels really nice. It feels hydrating. I don't know about the pearl finish. I don't see any like illumination. I don't see any glowiness to it. It says it will extend the makeup wear. I guess we'll find out, right? Because like I said, this side will have it and this side won't have anything. We're going to let that sit for a minute. And then I'll come back on and we will put on the other primer. We were off camera. I went ahead and curled and put on the e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. This is a really nice one too. Since we have kind of a basic eye look, I went ahead and went in with this because this gives more of a basic lash look. It doesn't give a lot of volume. It doesn't... For my lashes, it's really hard for a mascara to lift them. Like, it has to be a really, really, really good mascara. There's only a few that do that. The Give Beauty and the Tower 20 are the two that I've came across that really lift, especially my outer corner lashes. They just seem to always fall down. This is a good natural mascara. My lashes do fall down with it, but I do like it. It gives them a little bit of oomph. It's more natural looking, and I do notice that as I've had this longer, it was a little bit more of a wet formula when I first got it, but now it's more dried out, which I don't mind too much, but I have noticed it's more dry than what I prefer. I still like it, but I didn't know that because I haven't used it until today for probably a few weeks or maybe even a month now, but I'm trying to keep this drugstore because Catrice is drugstore pricing, although you can't get it at drugstores anymore. A long time ago, you used to be able to get it at Ulta. Now, like I said, it's just their website or on Amazon. All right, so the next one that we're going to put on is supposed to be more illuminating. This is nice and dried down. It still feels really nice and hydrating. It's a tad sticky, but I don't think it's going to do much for lawn wear, and I think that's why they say it's supposed to extend your makeup, because it does have a little bit of a stickiness to it, but it's definitely nothing like the e.l.f.'s sticky primers, or I should say those gel tacky primers. But this one is the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid Glow Booster. I have mine in Fairlight, and as you can see, definitely trying to dupe Charlotte here. And it has 9 shades, and information says unleash your inner glow with Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid, and it's got the same type of wand applicator as all the others that are out there. The secret to achieving that converted dewy radiant complexion, wear alone or 4 fabulous ways. So you could probably use this, like, especially like the e.l.f. one. I like to use that one that I have as a primer. Sometimes I will use it as just a foundation. You can use it as a highlighter. There's a lot of ways you can use these type of primers, so they're very versatile, and that's what this is saying, that you can use it in all of those ways as well. I will say that this probably, I don't think it's going to really provide coverage, even though they say you can wear it alone. I guess if you're someone that you don't really have anything wrong with your skin, you probably could. But most people have some issues wrong with their skin, because this doesn't look like it's going to provide too much coverage, unlike the e.l.f. one provides some really good coverage. I'm going to go in with this Morphe brush. It is the M101 complexion. I just got this because I have a Morphe foundation we'll be trying out in a upcoming drugstore, try new drugstore makeup video. I am just waiting for a couple more products from e.l.f. that they just came out with, and then we will have that video to do. Like I said, I'm trying to try more drugstore, and this came free when you purchase the Morphe on Ulta's website. And I've used this brush. This isn't new to me, but this is a really, really nice brush. I really like this as a foundation brush and the concealer part. I am someone that no matter what brush I use, I do like to go in with my sponge still just to press everything in. So I'll still do that. But this brush really does blend your foundation really well. I used it yesterday for the first time. I really enjoyed it. And I have a lot of enjoyable concealer brushes, especially from BK Beauty. That's like probably my favorite makeup brush brand, to be honest. I haven't really ventured out too much with my makeup brushes. I definitely want to try some rougher brushes. That's like next on my list. But this concealer brush is really, really nice too. That's what's on this end here. But just this blends really nicely. It's definitely gave us a little bit of a glow, as you can see, but I will say it's definitely a way, way more natural looking, lighter glow than the e.l.f. and probably even the Charlotte. I feel like Charlotte maybe has a little bit more of a glow. This is more like no makeup look, very natural looking, but there is definitely nothing wrong with that. It looks really, really pretty. It's not something that maybe I would gravitate towards too much because I do like a little bit of coverage and a little bit more glow. But, you know, every once in a while, I just go very basic and quick and easy, and that's when I would pull for this product. So it's a nice product. I wouldn't say 10 out of 10 for me personally, but if you like the very low-key type of look, then I would say go for this. It's really nice. There's so many options for these type of primers out there now. Like everyone's trying to dupe Charlotte. I would say this is not a dupe. This is more of an alternative. Okay, so now for our skin product here, we have the Catrice, what is this called? Tinted Serum Foundation, the Nude Drop Tinted Serum Foundation. I have mine in 005. Has, I believe, 16 shades. Information says, introducing our most lightweight coming foundation, the Catrice Nude Drop Tinted Serum Foundation, a lightweight hydrating serum formula that offers buildable light to medium coverage for a long-lasting radiant complexion. Enriched with nourishing hyaluronic acid and vitamin E, this feathery light serum foundation provides 24 hours of hydration. So it says shake well, so we're going to shake it up, and we're going to use that brush, but then we are going to obviously press it into the skin like I said I always do, and it's a dropper application. Here's what 004 looks like, just in case you're curious. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good shade match, so I'm just going to start on this side. I don't know how much to really go in with, so I'm going to take what was on the back of my hand that I used to show you guys, because, well, I don't like to waste product. It's got a paint smell. I don't know if I like that. Okay, this is actually really light. That looked like it might be pretty dark enough, but this is pretty light. I don't know. I don't know about that. Okay, well, we will make it work, right? We will make it work. Oh my goodness, this is very light, you guys. I'm really hoping the bronzer we have to try out is going to really help with that. I'm going to take my sponge now. I blended it kind of into this face a little with the brush, but I think because of how liquidy it is, this is probably the best way to go, is with a sponge. It's definitely providing a very light coverage, and I put quite a bit on, so I don't know how true that medium claim is. This looks really more light for me than anything, which I mean it's a serum foundation, so honestly I didn't even expect a medium coverage to begin with. So I mean, I'm not disappointed in that. Most serum foundations you aren't going to get a very high coverage. All right, let me look here in the mirror. I don't see any sinking, I don't see any peeling, and this is the side with the primer, so that's more than likely when you're going to see something like that. I do want to see if we can build it up just a little, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit on. And like I said, I did blend it out and kind of put it all over my face with the brush. Now obviously if you use a sponge off the bat, you're going to get a lighter coverage, but we use the brush at first, so I want to see if this is blendable. I want to see if we can build it. And I feel like the best side to do that will be the side with the primer, because it's also going to show if anything's going to pill, because if nothing pilled at first, but once you start adding, it very well could. Now, I will say it's covered up the redness on this side of my face right here where I had all that redness, my rosacea, pretty darn good. And I will say it's buildable. I think this is more on the light side of medium now compared to what it was. It was more of a very light coverage. So that's true. I do think it's blendable. I want to put just a little bit here on the forehead. I don't want to do too much because, like I said, because it is so liquidy, it does spread really easily. So that's nice. You won't have to use very much. I'm someone that even with a lighter foundation or a serum skin tint type of foundation like this, I still don't like to use a lot of product. I don't like to have a lot on my skin. And a big reason for that is, like I said, I am 38. So my skin ain't young anymore. I'm not young anymore. I do have problem skin. I don't have huge pores, but I mean, everyone's got pores. Mine are not tiny. And I do have sun damage spots. I do have some texture. And I tried, as you guys will see in a speed reviews video, I'm pretty sure you guys will already have seen that before this, some K-Beauty skincare, and it caused some acne really bad. And now I have acne scarring that I'm trying to get rid of. So I've got a little bit more issues than I used to have on my skin. So sometimes a foundation also looks really bad here on my forehead. Even skin tints, even lighter coverage, because of the sun damage spots. I have more of that up here on my forehead. I have a very smooth skin, as you guys can see, but I definitely have issues. But that looks so pretty. So I'm actually really impressed with how that looks. It doesn't feel drying, doesn't look drying, it's not clinging to any dry patches. And it built up really nicely and it blended in really good. And it's covered up the sun damage spots pretty well. Like it's not going to cover it all. Like that's just not going to happen. But there we have with the primer and foundation and without primer and no foundation. So a huge difference. And as you can see, it definitely covered my redness. There's a little bit peeking through, but not much compared to all the redness I have on this side of my face from my rosacea. Okay, so while I was off camera, I went ahead and put on my Tower 28 concealer. I know this isn't found at the drugstore, but pricing wise is drugstore, and I only have a couple of drugstore concealers that I probably should get rid of by now. So that's why I didn't reach for those. And then the only place I set down, and again, this isn't drugstore pricing or even found at the drugstore, but I don't have but one powder from the drugstore, and it's pressed, and I don't use that on my under eyes, and that's the only place I powdered because I don't want to give this foundation any help. I'm going to see how it wears without any type of help, minus on this side with those primers, is the Sigma Beauty, and I have mine in the Vanilla Bean. Delicious. I love this powder. So that's what I did for my under eyes, and so far it looks pretty good. I will say it is starting, like my coverage here that I have where my rosacea is kind of starting to come off, which is weird because we just put it on, even on this side. Although I guess we don't really, the only thing I guess would be this one that claimed to have makeup extended wear, but I digress. I will let you guys know in the description box how the foundation wore. I definitely will say it doesn't look drying so far, but it's only been 40 minutes since I started this video as a whole. So not a very long time, but I could see the potential on someone's skin like mine who has dry skin. By the way, I'm dry skin, and who has some problem areas that it could get drying on your skin, even though it felt really nice going on. And I would definitely say go up like 2 shades on what you think. Like you guys saw when I first swatched it, it looked a lot darker and it looked like it was going to match. But once I got it into my skin and started blending, it's a lot lighter. So that might be part of the problem. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I really don't know. There have been some foundations that I try, or skin tints or serum foundations, whatever have you, a complexion product, that as soon as I put it on, I fall in love with it. This, I don't know. I'm complexed about it. I don't know. I would say it definitely has that potential of being drying if you have dry skin and textured and problem skin. So definitely prep your skin really well. Exfoliate the night before you plan to use this, and good moisturizing properties with your skincare. So like I said, all this stuff would be in a speed reviews, but I don't know how I feel about that. which is kind of sad. Maybe it's also the color. I might have to pick up a shade or 2 shades darker than 05, so 06. Now we have a bronzer. Now, I don't typically go for glowing, shimmery bronzers. Both of these have some shimmer in them, the bronzer and blush. But bronzers usually are a little bit more subtle with them. I have one from, I want to say Tarte. That's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not glittery. And these are more pressed marble effects. I mean, look how gorgeous that looks. It's so pretty. It feels really, really soft. When I swatched it, when I got it, it was so soft. It's got a lighter tone to it, but it's also looks like it's got a little bit of red undertone. When I do bronzers, I like my undertones to either be neutral or red, and this looks like it has a little bit of red. They don't look good on me when they're an orange undertone. This is Sun Loving Glow Bronzing Powder. I have mine in 010 Sun Kiss Bronze, and it retails for $9, and it says it's a silky soft marbled bronzing powder is ideal for all skin tones. Yes, as long as you don't have texture. That's why I'm a little afraid about the blush, because the blush is going to go where I have texture right here. I definitely agree. It's soft. It feels soft and smoothing on the finger, and it's that marble, so really pretty. Provides a natural looking sun-kissed complexion all year round. Super fine light reflecting pigments provide a fresh and healthy glow. So I'm going to take the BK Beauty 103. I like to use the sides of it or the top there, but see how it's shaped? I mean, it's perfect. So a lot of times I'll take the side like this, and then we're gonna top off a little bit of the excess, and we're just gonna go in. Okay. Okay, that's pretty. Okay, yeah, I actually like that. That's pretty. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but it's not glittery, and that's what I was afraid of. Again, I have that Tarte one, so I don't mind a little bit of a sheen. I just don't like glitter particles. And I don't bring my bronzer all the way up here because of my sun damage spots. It always makes it look muddy. So I just bring it off to the side right before the sun damage spot starts. Yeah, can you guys see how it's starting to show already? My rosacea's peeking through again. But look how beautiful that looks. I definitely would agree. It gives a very beautiful natural sun-kissed glow. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I don't want to really, I guess, jump offline just to come back on to do the blush here. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the blush on this side, and then I'll hop off and do this side with the bronzer and blush. This is the Skin Loving Oral Infused Blush. Retails for $7. And this one only comes in one shade, Blooming Hibiscus, I take it, because I don't see any other shades here. No, I don't remember if I picked a shade or not. So this is what I'm more worried about, because it's that marbled. It feels silky and smooth. Here's what the shade looks like, but I'm a little afraid that it's got some glitter in it. But look how pretty that is. That's so pretty. The shade is really, really gorgeous. I'm just really worried. I'm going to take my ColourPop F21. And it says highly pigmented baked powder blush infused with hibiscus oil, which is rich with skin enhancing vitamins. Coral peachy blush tone with ultra-fine golden shimmer particles. Gives the skin and cheeks a subtle glow. Universally flattering shade, highly pigment blush. So I don't know how much to put on. So we're just going to try a little. Especially because I'm scared. Especially because I got my rosacea kicking in today. From all these lights is probably why it's so bad. Now, it's not coming across on camera, but it's definitely in person. You can see my texture. It's definitely enhancing my texture. It's not bad. It's not bad. I will say that. It's not really bad, but this is definitely not one that I feel like I would want to wear very often at all because of that issue right there. It's got more, I feel like it's got more of glitter in it than the bronzer does. So again, on camera, it's probably not picking it up, but definitely in person right here, you can definitely see my texture, and then you add the rosacea on top of it. I don't always have rosacea flare-ups, but today we're having it. We're having it because I was stupid, I wore a sweatshirt and it's apparently hot in my house, and then we got all these lights on me. All right, I'm gonna jump off camera. I'm gonna do the other side. One more product left, and it is lips, and everybody is now trying to also dupe or alternative the Tarte Maracuja lip melts. This is Catrice's version of that. This is the Melt and Shine Glossy Lip Balm. It retails for $6, and I have mine in Sea Cret, and it's spelled S-E-A-C-R-E-T. And information says, for at-home or on-the-go glam, the Catrice Melt and Shine Lip Balm is the perfect tinted color. This moisturizing balm enhances your lips with a natural shine and fuller lip effect. The handy click-up packaging ensures easy application and freshness of the formula. It doesn't click back down. I clicked it and swatched it when I first got it, and it does not click back down like all the others. But again, just like the Soft Glam, everyone's duping the Charlotte Hollywood Flawless Filter, and then now this Maracuja lip balm. But there it is. So it looks really nice and glossy, which I do like. I went ahead and put on my Milani Understatement lip liner in French Rose, and we're gonna give this a try. I mean, hopefully it's not drying, because there is one that I tried. I've tried the NYX one and e.l.f. I'm not gonna tell you guys which one, but out of those two, there is one that I felt was way more drying, and I was very disappointed in and don't like as much. But you guys will see that in a speed review. It's not the one that you guys have already seen, but you'll see, you guys will probably see that towards the end of this month. Okay, I really like the shade, and that lip liner actually goes really well with this. It's got some good pigment, and it's actually, so far, very nice and hydrating. And look at the beautiful glossy look it gave. I like it's not like doing anything for my lines, but it's not enhancing them either, so that's nice. All right, so that is everything, you guys. Real quick, I do like to go through things and give my final first thoughts. As far as this is really nice. I will continue to use it, and we'll see wear time. Usually these don't wear for very long, but that's okay. I don't mind reapplying. The blush and bronzer, I like the bronzer a lot better than the blush. I will play around with the blush more and get my final thoughts for you guys and put it in the speed reviews at some point. I don't know if it will be this month. The main reasons, I feel like there's more shimmery like particles in this one than the bronzer, but I really do like the bronzer. I would give this probably like an 8 out of 10. This is just really, really pretty. It's very natural looking, like it says. I don't believe the blushes, at least for me, enhanced my texture a little too much. And these I do like. I feel like this is definitely more of a natural type of look. If you want one that gives you coverage, go for the e.l.f. over this one. The e.l.f. is a little bit more expensive, but you do get coverage with it. This is more definitely softer, no makeup type of look. We'll see if this extends the makeup wear. I don't think it will, because it's not as tacky. It was a little sticky, but not as tacky as like the e.l.f. gripping primers are. It was really nice and hydrating. We'll see how it helps throughout the day. Remember, this side doesn't have any primer. This side has both primers. As far as this, I don't know. I'm not loving it at the moment. I definitely, foundations, there are definitely, like I said, some that I put on I just fall in love with right away. This is not one of them. I'll have to play with it more. Probably will pick up another shade because it's really inexpensive. Catrice is a very, very inexpensive brand. And go up like 2 shades and see if that could be also the issue. Just not too impressed with it. And then as far as the eyeshadow though, 10 out of 10. This is, I would say, my favorite out of everything. And then I would go with the bronzer next. This is just so pretty. I'm excited to play around more, especially with the shimmers. Like I said, they have other color stories. So definitely take a peek, take a look. And I wish they put a mirror up here, but that's okay. I do like that it clasps, so it does close all the way and keeps everything fresh. Really, really pretty. I'm excited to play around with it more. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and don't forget to subscribe. And I will also leave everything down below listed, linked. And again, I will let you guys know how this wore throughout the day on the side with primer and the side without. And I will also have social media down below. Bye.